Hi, I'm Haley with American Implement.
And I'm Mason. Today we'll be talking about the e23 transmission. Haley will be providing you with the benefits and also telling you about the first mode of this transmission. You'll see me later when I provide you with the last two transmission modes.
This is a strong and durable transmission that can react and change appropriately to handle the high power demanding situations while still maintaining a smooth ride for the operator. Efficiency Manager, which we will be referring to throughout this video, is essentially the programming built into the tractor that controls the engine speed and gear selection to maintain its most efficiency possible throughout any application. Let's head into the cab and show you some of those. Now that we are inside the cab now, we'll be able to go through and see some of the different functions, buttons, and controls inside the cab. This right here is our gear shifter. I won't put it in, but we have neutral, park, reverse, and forward. This right here is our throttle to control the different speeds. And we have our scroll wheel, set speed buttons. We have both set 1 and set 2. To access our transmission button, we will go here from our default tractor run page, press the menu button, machine settings, scroll down to our transmission, and you can see here that you can see everything that you need for the transmission. Another way to access the transmission settings is going to be this nice shortcut button with a gear on it. That'll take you straight to the performance settings again. So we have our fully auto, custom, and manual. Within fully auto, you will see that our performance tab is not available to mess around with. So within fully auto mode, this is where the tractor is doing all of the thinking for the operator. It's choosing the best engine speed and gear ratios to be the most efficient in the current load and application it is in. To shift, you should truly just use your shifter and scroll wheel to adjust. Typically these transmissions can be adjusted to be used for roading. So when you're traveling, different stuff like that, it'll save fuel and allow you to focus more on the road rather than shifting the gears. Like we talked about Efficiency Manager before, it is the programming within the tractor. Efficiency Manager with fully auto mode is always going to be on. Also with fully auto mode, the throttle lever is at its full forward property. As you see right here, full forward property would be closest to the little rabbit icon, just so the transmission and the tractor has full control of the engine speed while it is going. Next, we will have Mason come in here now and demonstrate the last two modes, which are custom mode and manual mode.
Thank you, Haley, for providing us with some information about full auto mode. Next, we'll talk about custom mode. Custom mode is pretty similar to full auto mode, but allows you for a lot more customization. One of the customizations you'll first notice is the ability of setting your minimum engine speeds for both eco mode on and eco mode off. You can adjust these settings by clicking on the value and changing it with your plus and minus buttons. And then if you would like to change your eco mode on minimum engine speed, you can click either the eco button here or the eco button here on the side of your throttle lever, and then click on the screen and do the same thing. Next, I'll walk you through the custom settings. To get to there, you'll click your custom settings box right here, and then you'll see these two percentages right here. These percentages are your engine droop percentages. You'll be able to set them for either when your PTO is on or when your PTO is off. Your percentage droop is an allowable speed change before your engine downshifts or upshifts. A higher percentage is less responsive, which allows a larger speed difference before a gear change. And a lower percentage is more responsive, so you'd have more shifting but a more consistent speed. Next, you'll see the load anticipation settings. This is where your tractor will sense when you're pressing a button for either your PTO, your rear hitch, or your hydraulics, and then it'll automatically bump up your engine speed to help counter that load. Just like full auto mode, your throttle lever will need to be completely forward for your set speeds to work correctly. Next, we have manual mode. To get to manual mode, you'll click on this manual button right here. And this manual mode really puts the gear selection and engine speed in the operator's hands. In manual mode, your gear selector and your throttle lever both work in a traditional manner, where raising the throttle lever raises the engine speed, and bumping up the shifter plus or minus will change your gear selection. You can turn Efficiency Manager off or on in manual mode. As you can see here on our corner post display, when I press the set speed 1, a gear pops up on our display with an auto in the middle, and that's your signature that Efficiency Manager is on. Next, I'll be walking you through the advanced settings of your E23 transmission, and these settings stay consistent between all modes. To get to advanced settings, we'll click the Advanced Settings button right here. First is our auto clutch sensitivity, and this allows us to engage the clutch with just pressing the brake pedal. We can set this to off, low, which means it requires a higher push load to engage the clutch, or high, which requires a light press to engage the clutch. And auto clutch on the brake pedal only works whenever you press both pedals in at the same time. Next, we'll be programming our start gears. To set your start gear for set speed 1, you click on that box and you'll be able to set what set speed. For this, we typically do 7 or 8. And then for your set speed 2, you'll click on this box. And typically we start this at about 13 or 12 because you don't want to be shifting through a lot of gears when you're roading or something like that. And then our reverse start gear will be right here, and 3 is about what we do. Next is the disengage of this front steering axle. This will automatically disengage your front wheel drive depending on your steering angle. We can set this anywhere from 15 to 30 degrees or set it off completely, which will keep your front wheel drive engaged no matter what. Next, we'll have disengaging your diff lock at a certain degree of turn. We can set this anywhere from 3 to 12 degrees. Next, I'll show you how manual mode operates. So first, we'll put our gear selector into forward, and it'll automatically enable Efficiency Manager. And if you'd like to turn that off, you can either bump your gear selector forward, or you can press the set speed button and it will automatically turn off Efficiency Manager. So here, you'll notice as I push the throttle lever more forward, it speeds up the engine. And it will not shift out of gear until I bump the lever. So this really puts the control into your hands. We typically see customers using this on a very variable field where you can kind of do proactive adjustments rather than reactive changes. Or with heavy tillage, where you really need to keep a low gear to keep everything running correctly. Next, I'll show you how custom mode operates. So we'll go to custom mode. You can see on the corner post display our Efficiency Manager turns on. And then now you can see our set speed on the bottom in orange. You can either adjust this using the scroll wheel or bumping the gear selector forward or backward. And see here again, you'll need your throttle lever all the way forward for our set speed to engage properly. As you can see, the engine speed dropped significantly to conserve fuel. And right now eco mode's on, but if I were to press eco mode off, it'll bump up the speed up to our minimum of 1500. Next, I'll show you the operation of full auto mode. As you can see here, this performance tab is grayed out, so you cannot make any adjustments there. This works very similar to custom mode, where you set your speed and push your throttle level all the way forward, and the tractor and transmission does all the work for you. Then I can use my set speed buttons to go to set speed 2, which is set for 10 miles an hour. And to change our set speed values, we can press this button and change it on our corner post display. Now that you've learned about the 3 transmission modes of the E23, full auto, custom, and manual, you can contact your local American Implement dealer if you have any questions.